Hi guys, so I'm back with another review of the VR box. I bought these for 289 rand, South African rand, and I think in today's exchange rate is $18, and I bought them from Take a Lot. They are 3DOF headsets. If you don't know what DOF is, please have a look at my other video that explains it. And they can fit phone sizes of 4.5 to 6 inches. I use an iPhone 12 Pro and it fits nicely. They are 100 FOV. Also, again, if you don't know what FOV is, field of view, do check out my video that I've created and explaining what FOV is. Oh yeah, they come with a remote controller, and this is basically the reason why I bought these, because I wanted to compare them with the Tech. But I mean, to be fair, these were created over 5 years ago, I think, and I think back then they were the best. But now if I compare with what's out there for the same range, like the low end goggles, I think they have quite a lot of competition, right? They are more expensive than the Tech V5. According to like where I bought the Tech, these were like the Tech was double the price. So I mean, I guess then maybe that's why then the Tech I find it to be much better than these ones. Although I thought they would be the same, because in my mind I thought maybe the Tech was just overpriced, because I just saw they've got the same type of accessories. So maybe they're the same thing, but yeah, they're not. What they come with, obviously, it's the head strap. So it is detached because that's how they designed it, right? So they've got these cutouts or grooves where you are able to put the straps back on. From a user experience, for me, this is not great, because then it means these come out easily, and then meaning you must always be putting them back on. So not the best for me. And then the strap is a bit on the light side if I compare with other goggles. It's not that strong, but I mean, for the price, it's understandable, right? So I mean, let's just say it's priced well, considering all these things that I'm showing you. And then obviously it's got the cushion, also not the best for me. It's not very comfortable around your face. And then obviously it comes with, or not obviously, it comes with the lens adjusters. The 1.0 didn't have these. Now the 2.0 does have them, and you can basically adjust the lens sideways, and you can adjust them back and forward. So obviously adjusting the lens impacts your FOV, and on my side, I find, because it's 100 FOV, right? So it's lower than what I've seen on the market, like in terms of the average of 110. So this helps, to improve the FOV, but it can also be a negative in such that you might not get, because you keep on adjusting, you might not get to that 100 FOV that they've designed them to have. And if you don't understand what I mean by that, please do check out my video on FOV to understand, what's the impact for moving the lens forward and backwards. Yeah, so I think it's great that they do have, because I think a lot of the other goggles you usually can adjust sideways, not so much forward and backwards. I haven't seen I mean, I don't have a lot in any case. So if you guys do know of any other ones and that adjust forward and backwards, please do comment down below, and also comment on your experience on these ones, like on the lens itself, in terms of was it okay or not. So what I found as well is that whilst I'm busy adjusting and so forth, it sort of like strains my head, because my eyes rather, which then strains my head. And that's because it wasn't easy for me to get to that place where I'm like, okay, I'm comfortable with this, adjustment, the positioning. So yeah, so for some people this might be okay, but I think it might be a from a person to person thing really. When it comes to then where you put your phone, so they've got this sliding thing here. Yes, it is hard to take it out, and then when you turn it around, this is where you would basically put your phone, and they've got this thing here to adjust according to the width of your phone. So I use an iPhone 12 Pro. It fits nicely. I have an iPhone 6 and I should have tried to use it and see what is the impact on, you know, the positioning, because with the other goggles, right, because you just have a frame and a flap that closes in the phone, your phone is centered. But this one, I don't think your phone would be centered if your phone has a small width. So meaning, you know, an iPhone 5 or 6, you know, you might just adjust it to this width, and then now it's not the same as if it's an iPhone 12 or 13, which is a bit, you know, wider, or a max basically. So I'm wondering what's that impact on how you are immersed in the environment. And speaking about how one can be immersed in the environment, I did see that I wasn't so fully into the VR environment, because I could almost see the frame, I could see the outside. And honestly speaking, I thought that maybe it's because of maybe mine is a factory fault of some sort. But when I went back to take a lot of reviews, I saw quite like the reviews, like some people talking about that, right, that it's not the best. And also I checked YouTube as well. So let me say a few people, not a lot of people, because there's a lot of people who are like, oh, these are great, blah blah. But also I think it depends, you know, from person to person. If you've got other goggles and you've got something to compare with and so forth. So yeah, I'm not so chuffed about, you know, this feature here. And it's got a spring, and I feel like this spring would at some point, you know, come out. So from a durability point of view, I'm not sure how durable it is, because wear and tear, you know, with springs and wear and tear, you know, does take effect. So meaning you would need to then replace the spring. Also with kids, you know, kids, like when they play around with these things, sometimes they experiment a little bit more than they should be. So yeah, then obviously you would put it back in, and your phone would be here, and then you just, you know, slide it back in. So yeah, I mean, for me, from the construction, the design, it's not like, it literally came like this, and I can't put it like I can't close it in. So I wasn't so impressed, honestly speaking, with the quality overall. As a low-end VR headset, I would say, you know what, if you don't mind spending $18, you can go ahead and buy it. But if you're able to save up a little bit more and get something a little of higher quality, rather wait and save up and get something of higher quality, something more newer in the market, because these are quite old, and that could be the reason, you know, why they don't compare with what's out there within their range. I do think that though that the cut box is a good option to start with. In today's day, if you just want to see what VR is about, you know, not if you don't want to spend money first, because at the end of the day you might think, you know, it's a gimmick. So rather try, you know, buy the cut box. This is also good. I mean, for me, where I bought these are like, this is like good cardboard material. It's really good quality. So it's I think I bought this for less than $1 really. Looking at the exchange rate, in South African rand, I think it's 150 or something, I don't remember. So yeah, so do try this if you definitely don't feel like, you know, spending more money on these ones. So yeah, guys, that's all I can say about these goggles today. Please do leave your comments down below if, you know, you've got experiences with VR box, and also any videos that you'd like me to do around, VR headset properties. So I've got 2 so far, DOF and FOV. I'm on a learning journey, so I'll keep on putting up, more videos as and when I'm like, I find content and I feel like, okay, let me talk about this now, because I think it's important for someone who's learning to definitely know about this. So yeah, guys, have a wonderful New Year's, and yeah, a great year ahead, really.